kicking off summer with lots of new choices at the Team Automotive Group. Save on everything new during the Memorial Day sales event happening now at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you have plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here.
Good morning. Welcome back, Matt Williams.
Hey, we're still doing this?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so I guess so. Welcome to 9 News Now, WAFB Plus, every Monday through Friday, just past the 7 o'clock hour. Whole idea is just to continue the insanity for you. Everybody wanting to know kind of, look, the main focus every morning really is the weather and the drive, and it's a good looking shot at Big Drive right there, the big river, the big bridge, looking okay.
Yeah, not too bad here, but Johnny H is keeping his eyes on another trouble spot that you're going to want to know in just a little bit. But we also have to start out with Dr. Steve Caprata. Yes. We're trying to get you out the door here with what to dress. Steve, we know it's kind of another hot day ahead. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Liz. Yeah, it's going to be another warm one out there, albeit not quite as warm as it was yesterday. Good deal of sunshine over Baton Rouge right now. Some areas waking up to some clouds, though, so it's kind of hit and miss around the area. Temperatures right now anywhere from the upper 60s to low 70s. Baton Rouge now 71 degrees, Gonzales at 70, Hammond 68. This is pretty close to normal for late May. I've got temperatures in the low 80s at noon under partly cloudy skies. A high today of 87, so not quite as warm as the 90 that we hit yesterday. A spotty shower or two, not completely out of the question, but rain chances today do look to be pretty slim. Let's give you a look at that on future radar. Advancing this through the morning hours, you'll see not much showing up. At noon, partly cloudy, low to mid 80s temperature wise. Into the afternoon now, 3 o'clock, and still not seeing much rain. A couple of showers along the coast, couple off to our east. As we get deeper into the afternoon and evening, you see one or two kind of moving north to south, but overall today's rain chances do look pretty slim around the area. And I talked about the north to south movement there on future radar. We've got a trough that's developing over the eastern half of the country. Why is that important? Well, as that northerly flow develops, starts to take hold, that's really going to start to usher in some drier air, it looks like, over the next 24 hours. A weak front already slipping south through the area this morning. The dry air just lagging a little bit behind. Meanwhile, over in Alabama, still some rain coming down this morning. Hoover, Alabama, of course, where the SEC tournament is, now about 2.5 hours away from LSU's scheduled first pitch against South Carolina. And while there's still some showers nearby Hoover, the thinking is most of this is going to start to shift southward over the next couple of hours, and I think there's a pretty decent chance they get the game started on time and get it played without any major issues. Now back here at home, talking about this drier air that's on the way, dew points today could still be in the 60s at times, which is somewhat humid outside. But tomorrow on into the weekend, for quite a bit, forecast to be down into the 50s, which is below normal. Remember, the dew point is a measure of how much moisture is in the air. So these numbers in the 50s tell us the air is going to be drier than normal. Certainly a pretty big bargain for late May in our part of the world. As we get late May and June, it's start to see those numbers up around 70 more often, which is really where you get more of the summer-like feel. So the key takeaway with that is still going to be warm outside right on into the weekend with highs near 90 tomorrow through Sunday, but with lower humidity, that 90 won't feel as bad as it often does. Mornings will be pretty nice, mid-60s. Tomorrow and Friday, I've got a dry, slim rain chances Saturday on into Memorial Day. Memorial Day starting to heat up, 92, and especially as we get beyond Memorial Day next week, it does look like we'll get the full brunt of summer. Not only get hotter, low to maybe even mid-90s, humidity will be back up to those summer-like levels, and a few afternoon storms return. All right, 7:06 now, updating the roads for you. We've had some trouble on Essen Lane. More on that. Here's John.
Yeah, Essen Lane is it's kind of a hot spot any time of the day, but unusually heavy this morning. As you can see, just stopped traffic right here on Essen between between the two interstates. Here's Jefferson Highway where the Country Club is, and that's where your backup starts going southbound toward the other interstate and toward Our Lady of the Lake. And we have something going on both sides of the interstate. This is on the north side. This is right before you get to the interstate. Interstate between 12 and 10. We have a vehicle. This truck has 2 flat tires. It looks like the airbag did deploy, and it looks like this might be the truck's owner. So the good news is we're praying that she or he is okay this morning. So I'm taking pictures of that. And then on the other side of the interstate, there is reported a down power line. So may or may not be related. I don't believe it is. And then there's your Essen Lane off-ramp backing up onto the interstate. Here's Bluebonnet up here. There's your Essen Lane off-ramp. I-10 West traffic is still flowing fine, and Essen Lane traffic itself is good after you get past I-10 going toward Our Lady of the Lake. But it's just a gridlock right now on Essen Lane between I-12, right around Country Club on Jefferson, all the way down toward the interstate I-10. And you can be sure there's going to be a lot of backups there for a little while. We'll keep an eye on it for you. 7:08. I love what we do right now every morning because it gives you an idea of what was important in the overnight hours in a very tightly knit capsule form. You can grab it and go, and we're getting right back to Studio B for that. Liz Coe and Matt Williams.
Johnny Asian, thank you. And speaking of overnight hours, we've just learned about a new shooting investigation that Baton Rouge Police is working on now.
That sentence that you just said, a new shooting investigation, has been said how many times over the last few weeks? If it seems like there's more and more of this, it's because there is. This latest shooting investigation right now, BRPD looking into this. This, to give you an idea, here's a look at the scene. This is right kind of near Acadian and North Street. 3 shot, serious injuries. Now, PD has not released officially, right, potential victims' names here, who they might be looking for, what they thought might lead up to this. But again, this is just last night.
Yeah, 11 o'clock last night. As Matt mentioned, 3 shot, all with serious injuries. Now, this is not far from another shooting location from Monday. You remember around noon, there was another incident at North Acadian Thruway and Gus Young where one person was shot dead. Another person shot into a vehicle at a red light, and that passenger was killed there at the scene. So, as Matt mentioned, we're reaching out to police to find out what they know at this point, but we just know that 3 people were shot in this incident, this most recent incident here, Matt, in the capital city.
So, yeah, a phone call to Crime Stoppers could help a lot if you know anything about it.
Yeah.
You know what? Keep that number handy because it could be a number you dial here as well. Could be Crime Stoppers, could be 911, could be BRPD. Any one of those numbers work as you are hopeful to help track down this man.
Ooh, let's get you actually a better picture here. So, 54-year-old Ronald Christopher Bates has been missing since last week. He was last seen at his apartment complex in the Scotlandville area. So please have a look. He's smiling here. He's got an A's hat on.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Shauna Banks actually just reshared one of the posts that we shared about this. She said that he had actually been in a car accident a couple months ago.
Oh, man.
He hadn't been seen in a while. He normally visits a local community center, but they have not seen him, and they're really worried.
So last thing he was seen was up at his old apartment there, Avenue K, Scotlandville. About 5'5", 180. He's actually has tattoos of his initials on one of his arms as well. If any of that helps, again, any one of those numbers, BRPD, Crime Stoppers, 911, make that phone call.
Please.
Make a phone call here, folks. Get together, find some kind of middle ground. I hear it is possible to find middle ground on most things, perhaps, maybe, except for maybe this right now, debt ceiling talks. Or lack of, continue, deadline approaching.
Another day where we still don't have an agreement on the table.
Yeah.
Congressman Garrett Graves being one of the leaders charged at hand with trying to figure out, okay, how do we meet in the middle?
Right.
He says there's still bright red lines on both sides here. You've got Democrats siding with President Joe Biden, who doesn't want any cuts to federal spending, where Republicans do want federal spending cuts, and they want to use unspent COVID money. Can they come up with that deadline before, or can they come up with an agreement before that June 1st deadline the Treasury Secretary says before the U.S. can't pay its bills?
Yeah, Janet Yellen putting that that deadline into play, June 1. There are those who say that's really not the hard deadline, but you know what? At this point, use it as the hard deadline. Make the deals, figure it out. You got a lot of folks across the country worried about what their individual bank accounts, investments may look like. We'll see. It is the conversation that continues. This is a conversation, look, not as serious, clearly not as serious, but Netflix, for a long time, one account, multiple people could log on. That's about to end.
Yeah, your mama, your brother, your cousins, your friends, and then their cousins.
All of it.
They can't use your Netflix password anymore unless y'all all live in the same house. Netflix is outlining their plan to crack down on the subscription sharing. So if you share a password within the house, they say that's okay. But if you share it in someone else's house, they're going to bill you an extra $8.
So how do they find out? Like the geocaching? They figure out exactly where you're logging in.
Locationally.
There it is. And so don't think you'll be able to get away with it. They're going to find you,
Yes.
and then Netflix is going to knock on your door.
Yes.
Perhaps, maybe, but there you go. So
Check
you
your
know.
bank statement.
This was big news for a lot of folks.
Yes.
Blue Bayou Dixieland, one place, two kind of separate parks. Been around for a long time. Only one of them is going to be open this summer.
Blue Bayou, the water park will open
Right.
May 30th, Memorial Day weekend, but Dixie Landing, the amusement park, their rides will not open.
Wow.
We weren't given a reason. We were just told that that side of the facility
Right.
will not be open.
So you know, just if you're making those plans,
Yep.
so you know, make plans to help out here. My goodness,
Yeah.
Companion Animal Alliance saying, look, we are so overcrowded, we are actually going to have to start euthanizing puppies here.
Yeah, 10 animals a day. They're already doing it.
Ah.
They're getting so many people dropping off animals to the shelter, dogs specifically, not cats. So they
Right.
really need, at this point, not even adoptions, foster
Fosters,
parents.
yeah.
If you have it in your home, you have it in your heart to do it, you've got the time, please do that, because they want to avoid the situation where they can't even outsource it, where they have other shelters from
Right.
different states come in. So the only solution here right now, they're asking people locally to foster.
Okay, from that going on to a couple of things, other things going on today as well. Callie Hubbard was live this morning giving away an American flag, Old Glory flag giveaway today in Geismar.
Yes, First American Bank and Trust there in Geismar on Highway 73. You can head on out there to pick up a flag today. WAFB proudly partnering with them to say thank you to all of our local veterans and people who are serving currently. A special way to say thank you.
It is. It's going to be special. It's going to be a good morning out there, a good day. And how about this? If you bought one of the, hopefully you did, Driving the Future campaign tickets, today's the big day. We're drawing the 5 winners.
Johnny, Steve, 9 News at 5. We're going to watch and see who will get the brand new Lexus vehicle. But of course, everyone's a winner here. Everyone's supporting the RLA Children's Hospital.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch. You get those names called, so be sure you tune in for that, because I know lots of people buying those tickets and really helping out.
It's a great cause, and we're excited to be involved in that every year, guys.
Johnny, what is that mug you got there?
Oh, Jane Pauley sent me this from CBS, the morning show on.
She did
There we
not.
go, right there. Yes, CBS Sunday Morning.
Herself, she went to the UPS
Thank you
store,
so much.
labeled it Johnny Asian. Man, I didn't know you guys
And
were
I
best
tossed
friends.
the note. She had a little sweet handwritten note in there and says, "Thanks for supporting our show on Sundays." There in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, he tossed the note. You caught that, huh?
Yeah.
Thank
yeah,
you,
how
Matt, for
convenient.
pointing that out. And thank you, Jane Pauley,
I'm kind of
watching us
sorry
on
I
the
asked.
stream.
Kind of sorry I asked about
I
that.
love it. I love it. You know, he has collector's items
Oh, he does. He
from
does.
all of CBS News.
But if she only knew what he was putting in that mug,
Maybe it wouldn't happen.
You never know, quite know on WAFB Plus and 9 News Now.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We'll see you in 10 minutes on the Mothership. News, weather, and traffic coming right up. Have a great day.
Jealous?